Right. Right then. Here we go. Right, is that all good? It looks very loud. Is that alright? Right, we're off and running, I think, with this one. Let's go on there. No, that was me getting conversions for these, for the gusts. There's red warnings in force still, as you've seen here. Some big red wind gusts for big red warnings for wind coming into effect in the next hour. Wants to get this stream out early, so make people aware, whatever sort of thing. So hello to everyone. Hope you're all doing all right in this red warninged storm. We've had record-breaking gusts of 114 miles per hour in Ireland today. Yeah, morning to you, Hazel. Morning to Barb Mac as well. It's probably going to be quite a quiet stream, but I just wanted to, make people aware. Oh my god, we've already got 6 of you in here. But yeah, we're going to look at everything. So we've got the red warnings currently in force for winds of up to 80 to 90 miles per hour fairly widely, and 100 miles per hour along coasts. Along exposed western coast brings the risk of significant disruption to travel. I know places like Network Rail and basically Northern Ireland's gone into shutdown with schools closing and lots of the infrastructure closing down for the winds. And then the back edge, there's an amber warning for wind, especially along eastern coasts, because as the storm moves to our northeast on the back edge, you're going to bring some strong northerly winds back on the back edge. Now we can actually see the live gust forecast map. And it is a little bit laggy, but you can see where the biggest gusts are. So I do apologise about the laggy stream. Yeah, cheers, Duncan. Much appreciated for that nice comment. So you can see the live. This is quite live, so it is a bit stuttery. It's not my PC. So central areas are seeing lower wind gusts. In the southeast is actually quite windy, as you can see. I'll just move the map down so you can see it. There we go. It's in the southeast, seeing winds up to 60 miles an hour along the southeastern coast, and then also in the west, in the Irish Sea. Oh, that makes the map disappear, so I can't draw anything on. But in the Irish Sea, winds up to 102 miles per hour circulating the Isle of Man. In the west, there's wind gusts of up to 60 to 70 miles an hour. So it is a very severe storm. Hello to Jack. How are you doing? So as we go further northwards in the UK, you can see for Northern England, the Lake District, and southern Scotland, the winds are starting to really pick up now. So in that western corner where they have the red warning, which begins at 10 o'clock, it's already getting up to 90 miles an hour. And we have had record wind gusts in the far south west of Ireland of 140 miles per hour, and those really strong winds are at the western side of Northern Ireland towards Donegal, 105 miles an hour, and just out to sea, 115 miles per hour, just out in the sea. So yes, very damaging winds. Won't be surprised if there is disruption, but obviously the best thing that many people have said is just if you're in Ireland, stay at home, because it is a very dangerous storm at the moment now. But it is starting to, thank goodness, move northeastwards. You can see where the eye of the storm is in that zone where it keeps disappearing. It's in the sea, in the inner seas, you could call it, as it calls it on the map. But obviously on the side of the low, on the southern side of the low is where you see the strongest winds, and it's winds are in from the southwest, very strong. 110 miles an hour. That is ridiculous. That's probably breaking records right now. You can see the maps updating live, so we can compare it to how the winds are expected to be compared to the map. So this is what it's expected to be like at 9 a.m. Right now. So if we have a look on there, you can see it's pretty accurate. Apart from the winds are stronger than this was forecasting slightly, but it is quite accurate. The UKV was quite accurate, to be fair. So yeah, the strongest winds of 115 miles per hour on this western side. Now let me get the chat up so I can read any of your messages. We've got 19 of you in here with 3 likes on the stream. Let's get the likes up for the live commentary. Hello to Inspector Howdy, windy here in Stoke. Hello to Duncan, hello to Jack, hello to Hazel, hello to Barb, hello to everyone. Yep, stay safe. That's the main message this morning. Stay safe. Yeah, but if we have a look at the UKV where the storm is meant to track, you can see the centre of the low which is pretty accurate. It is in that inner seas part, but it is slightly further westwards. You can see the eye of the storm is in this inner seas, just out to the west of these inner seas part here, where the calmest winds are. And you can compare that to the map, and it's actually quite similar, apart from that's slightly further westwards than in reality. Now, the wind gusts are expected to transfer further north and northeastwards, and even up into central southern Scotland, winds of still up to 100 miles an hour are expected. If you have a look right now, then the winds are actually about right. The UKV's performed quite well, surprisingly, with this storm. Did it get the winds right in the south? It sort of did, to be honest, because it did reach 114 this morning inland. Well, not inland, but on exposed coast from a wind thing. A wind recorder. So as the storm moves northeastwards, the strongest winds transfer northeast, and we get up to 110 miles an hour inland, and well on the western side. Before the winds do continue to transfer northeast as it moves out into the sea. There is still the risk again, as that storm is clearing away, of 60 to 70 miles an hour along the eastern coast, and for northern England could be 70 miles an hour inland. But the storm is beginning to move northeastwards, transferring its strong winds away by tonight. But for southern England and central England, it's cleared away by about 3 o'clock. It's moved away to our east. This is obviously updating line, so the strongest winds are kind of circulating around the western part of Ireland, the western coast of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and it's still gusting at 100 miles an hour. There. Have a look on the map. When will it end? Yeah, about 3 o'clock if you live in the central and southern. In the southeast, it probably is going around the same time, or maybe even a bit earlier. Let me have a look on windy.com. I don't use this one because it's not very good. No, I'm not using that one. 3 o'clock. So it should go about 3 o'clock. You can see it's quite windy over that way, in like the West Midlands, isn't it? So 40 miles an hour before it clears away quite quickly. So about at least 5 o'clock it should be gone, sort of thing. Depends if you want it or not. I mean, there's people flying from America to move. You can just see though that the storm is actually transferring its energy quite quickly to more southern Scotland quite quickly, and the gusts are picking up. The gusts are picking up quite significantly. In the west of Northern Ireland, it's still 100 miles an hour, which is pretty extreme. You can just see the calmest winds where the storms moved past. Down here, it was 70 miles an hour. In the southwest, it was 70 miles an hour. Just as it's transferred more further northeastwards, it's moved along. And it has moved along. When will it end in Hull, Hazel? Yeah, it should end actually quite soon, to be honest. If we consider this, it is quite windy at the moment, but by about you can see where Hull is there, 50 miles an hour, but like 12, 9, it's picking up. It should be gone by around 3, 4, 5 o'clock, at least. There. Wales is still quite windy, 70 to 80 miles an hour. Was this quite accurate? Yeah, that was like, you know what, the UKVs perform quite well. The UK Met Office models perform quite well. I'm quite impressed. Although I don't think it forecast the winds to be this bad in the Irish Sea. I don't think it forecast them to be that bad, because 100 miles per hour is pretty bad, I must say. Yeah, stay home. Stay home. Sounds like I've been on the move outside. Yeah, I've heard about some of that. Staying home. Yeah, stay at home. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing you can do. There we go. Let me just make sure that was all good. Right. So if we have a look at what is forecast then. So it does move away. Now if we have a look at the other models, let's see what they're showing. So if we have a look at the lower res GFS model, which obviously underdoes it because it's a lower res model. But did they get the general pattern right? Pretty much. It pretty much got the overall pattern right, but obviously the winds are much weaker on that western side than expected from the GFS there. But it is low res, so we have to give it a bit of complice for it. But yeah, that western side definitely looks like it'll be hammered. Scotland, I understand why there's a red warning there. But yeah, the winds are kind of stagnating at southern Scotland there. They're not going much further than that, but obviously as it clears, the storm continues to move to our northeast. It will transfer the winds away from there. Got the cup of tea as well. Anyone else got a drink? I've got a cup of tea. I'm going to do something I normally never do, actually. And I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to put the video on, you know, like the stream. I'm going to post that on here as well. Let's do this. Can put that there. Boom. Right, there you go. That should get some more people in. So, if we have a look, we can see some videos of Storm IO, and you can see just how extreme it's been. You can see the sea 1 minute. There you go. I never do this, so I don't know if it's working properly. Is that doing anything? Should be. Yeah. Okay. Let me have a look. Have a listen as well. I can't hear it. You can just see the sea though is powered up like crazy there. But the best thing to do is definitely stay at home today. It's like not worth it. Tons of places have gone. That was Loch Long in Argyll, Scotland. There's just tons of videos actually though of people, you know, going to the coast and seeing these winds. It's quite crazy actually. Funniest storm video ever. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it? But yeah, there you go. Look, Ireland set a new all-time wind gust record of 114 miles per hour at Macehead. Imagine being at that. Wow. That would be. Oh, look, there's my video. there's my streamy video there. But yeah, look, even GBN News were there. But I mean, it's a bit silly to bring a reporter there, isn't it? When look at the gusts there.
Over 65 miles per hour, and remember, more than half the country.
I mean, it's crazy. Twister spotted in Donegal. Let's have a look. We're gonna fact check this. Let's have a look. Oh wow. What? Oh, okay. But I mean that is pretty bad. I mean look at the gusts. This is Northern Ireland. This is where we expect the worst winds, and it is quite windy there. Careful to not get blown away. Yeah. I mean, remember this was taken earlier. This was before the winds have even arrived. The 150 mile an hour gusts. But yeah, it is. You can see it was quite windy. But yeah. Tons of stuff. Yeah, look at this guy. You can't even stand up. It's that windy. Yeah, you're best off staying at home, to be honest. Like, courtesy to everyone radar. This one, I do use their website quite a bit, but they have the video out. But you can see how windy it is. Like, it's ridiculous. Look, down trees. That tree's being chopped off by the storm. It's pretty crazy. That's just a quick teaser into it, though. Alan O'Neill, thanks for subscribing, much appreciated. Let's go back to this then and see what they are showing now. So the winds are still pretty strong in that Western Island. Of course, if anyone's got any videos or anything, please do tweet me them, and I'll obviously, you know, give you like what's the word, like promotion or whatever. Do tweet me though if you do get any clips of this storm. Wow, 446 impressions in 4 minutes. There is still a lot of interest in this storm. Of course there is. I mean, especially probably these people in Ireland. I heard a lot of people saying they were stopping at home, like all these workers, like truck drivers and things, saying, "I'm not travelling in that. F that." I don't blame them, to be honest. I mean, even central Northern Ireland still seeing 80 mile an hour gusts. It's pretty bad. 90 mile an hour in some exposed locations. Obviously, the higher you are in like mountainous regions, it's a bit higher than this, but it's a general thing, and this website does quite well. It's called Zoom Earth, if anyone's wondering, if anyone wants to have a look themselves. Very dangerous conditions, yes. How's Doris this morning? She's alright, she's a bit quiet though, to be honest. Your care has been this morning, good to hear. Put some poor reporter out in the worst of it. I know we do, it's silly really, isn't it? Put their life at risk during these storms. Once a minute, I need to stop doing that. But yeah, it's pretty bad. But if you are living in these bad areas, then it should be, hopefully, gone within a little while. Now, if we have a look at what's expected, so you can see this is what's expected by the Zoom Earth map system. So the winds are expected to move. There's a storm's expected to move on a northeast trajectory from the southeast to southwest to the northeast. You'll see that the storm, you can see the strongest winds begin to move northeastwards, and by 1 o'clock, they're beginning to weaken, or they're expected to weaken as they move northeastwards, taking the strongest winds with them. Just about in this central southern belt, there is still a warning of 80 to 90 miles an hour. It could be higher than that. We've seen that this morning. You can see this is what it looked like a couple of hours ago, just out in the sea. 127 miles per hour recorded in the sea. Well, in the Atlantic, I should say, in the North Atlantic. But inland, look, 112, 113 miles an hour. I think that 116 is an anomaly, and I think that one is as well. But it's pretty accurate. It is about right. You can just see, though, as it's moved northwards, the strength of it has slightly weakened, but not much at all, to be honest. But as you can see, it is expected to weaken as it moves northeastwards, because the storm is going to slightly open up, but by slightly, I mean very minimally. 108 miles an hour still in the western part of Scotland. It could still be higher than that, but it's probably about right before the winds clear away to our northeast by about 5 p.m, 6 p.m, and then the winds lighten down a lot, especially in the south. Look at that. From 50 to 60 in the morning to 12 to 15 at night. And then it's gone by, for Scotland anyway, the full extent of the winds has gone by the 25th, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. So yeah, going to be a very windy day today. We can have a look at locations as well. If we have a look at the GFS, this is what was expected from the GFS, so 80 to 90 miles an hour, but it did have the winds in the right place for where they were expected to be the highest, of course, but it was slightly wrong. But the icon's pretty good, it got it right. Ross Miller, will there be more storms after today? We'll have a quick look afterwards at that, Ross. Cheers for joining the stream. But there is one expected, or one thought about expected on Monday, maybe into Tuesday. All things must pass, of course. Yeah, they don't stick around forever. Roaming the Cotswolds, hello to you. Morning, all sunny day now here in Gloucestershire. We're awake at around 5 and it was very windy. It's quite windy here actually. I've got the thing here, so it hit a high of, let me have a look. We can actually have a look where I am. There. 52 miles an hour right here. It's a little bit windy, but it's not too bad. You know what I mean? It's manageable. It's not too bad at all. But yeah, it is still quite windy. Doing another live today? Well, I am quite busy today, Hazel, so I'm not sure. I'd probably say not. I definitely will be doing one if there's another storm on the way for Monday. I'll probably have a video out or something. But yeah, bit windy in here in Glasgow. Not the worst yet. Yeah, wow. I mean, is this about right? Because it's about 70. I mean, that's a bit high, but if you're on the outskirts of Glasgow, it might be like 70. This map's overdo it. I think the Zoom Earth map is doing pretty well, but I think it is overdoing it slightly in places. It's 150, might be like 110, but it's not going to be much different from that. Is it about 70, would you say, up there, Alan? They said these cyclones are coming back to back. Yeah, they did. It's a bit blowy here in Hull. Yeah, it says it's about 40 miles an hour in Hull, Hazel. Yeah, they're coming back to back. If I actually show you this, and I know it's like no one's bothered at the moment, but if we have a look at at this, you can see there's Storm Éowyn. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Tilly's telling me. This is the next storm on the way, arriving Sunday into Monday. Well, it's like a storm, but it's a quite a big feature. This is the GFS latest. It brings that low, bringing bouts of heavy rain and strong winds to the south and the east there. So it does weaken, but it transfers southwards. It's like on a northwest-southeast alignment, so it just transfers southwards. They will be messing around, chopping and changing with this model, with its positioning of this low. But at the moment, the idea is for it to go very strong in the Atlantic, expecting Ireland again to see some strong winds, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, before it does move southwards again, southeastwards. Strongest winds transfer to the south, southern Midlands, central England, and the southwest and the southeast. Obviously, on the areas where on the sides of the southern side of the low is where you see the strongest winds, but on the northern side you can see some strong winds as well, but it's unlikely. If we have a look at the wind gusts with this run, from the GFS. See, it's going to be quite windy from around Sundays. Like a preceding weather front enters, 75 miles per hour on for the southwest of Wales there. Then Monday it rolls around, and there's more strong winds on the way. Just plenty of strong winds. Now the GFS isn't actually picking up on these strong winds around Monday, which I'm surprised at, because it looks quite significant, that storm. You'd expect, unless all the strongest winds are going into the south, because remember the lows have the strongest winds on their southern side. So if this was slightly further northwards, then it would be bad. So you can see how tight this current low has been, with its isobars. They're very tightly packed together. At this point, now we'll go back to windy weather, whatever it's called, .com, and not bad. Alright. I think my pronunciation was quite good. It's early morning. I'm not used to early mornings. You've got me up. Sunny. Actually, no. I think it's alright. I don't think it's brilliant. If we have a look at the weather and radar map, and we go there, and then there, and then there, and then we go there, and then there. Right, there we go. And then we go to the radar. Boom. Here we go. Windy as friggin' Leeds. Yeah. Go back to the radar again. Leeds. It's about, 54. Is that about right, would you say? Because it does look about right. You can see the precipitation. So where the strongest winds are is the heaviest precipitation at the moment. Even some of that turned to snow over the highest ground. Obviously over the mountainous regions and like areas above 1,000 meters, but there is still a risk there of a little bit of winteriness, but not widespread or anything like that. This is where Storm Éowyn is. Éowyn. Yep. See, I got it right. This is where the strongest winds are, so we can just put ST. Strongest winds there are affecting the western parts of Northern Ireland, and that risk is transferring northeastwards, so that's why southern and central belt of Scotland has a red warning. See, a lot of that is turning to snow over the mountainous regions of northern Scotland, as you'd expect. As it moves northeastwards, it's turning to snow. Now, we haven't talked about precip, but it could be some very heavy precipitation, and with the wind, it could actually be quite hazardous for travelling and driving conditions and things like that. Now, this map does not show. This shows the wind speed, but it doesn't show the wind gusts. But you can see where the strongest winds are currently. You can see that they are on the western flank of Ireland there, western part of Northern Republic of Ireland there. You can see where they have affected though as well in the past. Right now though, it's affecting that western part where we have the winds, them very storm force winds, gale force winds from the west. You can just see them there. So even inland areas at this point could see some 100-mile-an-hour gusts. You can actually see inland where the areas are worst affected. So I'm not going to try and butcher any of these names. Killybegs, Glenties, Dunglow, Guido, Donegal. I've heard of that one. Even inland though, London, Derry. Alright. Belfast 87. Pretty wild conditions. No way I'm going out in that. Worst is due at midday in Glasgow. Yes, it is. We can actually have a look. 10, 11, 12. 84, 85 miles an hour? Yeah, do you fancy going out in that? Yeah. Well, this based on the current projections from Zoom.earth, the icon model, which is constructed from the live radar now on this website, predicts that it will actually get up to 88 miles an hour in central Glasgow around 3 p.m. this afternoon. But that's obviously something to watch out for. But if you haven't got any videos or anything, then please do let me know. Stoke, yeah, it's quite rough there still. It is quite windy there. Remember, this map might be overdoing it slightly, but there won't be much deviation in it. Really, I wouldn't expect it to be much deviation because it is updating live. If you have a look at the windy wind gust map, you can still see that the strongest winds are located on this eastern side, but this isn't live. This is the ECM model, 117 miles an hour. Pretty nice. If we go back on Twitter again, we can have another look at the storm Éowyn and see. There you go. It was the gust of 183 kilometres an hour recorded at Macehead at 5 a.m. Provision of the strongest gust speed ever recorded in Ireland. So there you go, about 112 miles an hour there. I mean, this is the trampoline. Look, someone's lost the trampoline there. I mean, I'm not laughing. But yeah, that tons of videos. You can just see though how strong it is. Though you can just see the look. There you go. There they go. Sending another poor reporter outside. Millions has to stay at home during storm. Yet they send the reporter on BBC News out in it. I mean, come on. What? See, I agree with this person. Love Belfast. Why is that during every dangerous storm? The TV media insists on sending a reporter outside. Tell us not to go outside. Yeah, I don't understand it, to be honest. Like, you can see it. And there you go. My chase buddy Hendrick's in Ireland right now to chase Storm Éowyn. And within the wind maximum, he and this guy measured extreme wind gusts up to 117 miles per hour. I mean, look at this. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, it's crazy. But then there's storms and it's causing panic buying from people, which you'd expect, of course. And yeah, it's just causing disruption, let's be honest. Not something anybody wanted at this time. Metaphysis 90 miles an hour in Glasgow at 12. That's about right. And it's early morning, Alan. I'm struggling to say it. Yeah, have a good day, Inspector. Be safe. Hazel said, is this storm as bad as the Great Storm of 1987? Now, I was not alive back then, but I would probably say no. But there we go. I'm on west coast of Scotland. It's pretty wild right now, and it's not at its peak yet. Yes, Julie, it's not at its peak. It's not at its peak, Julie, yet at all, really. If you're on that western side, it could get up a little bit further. So if you're on this like southern western side, it could get up to like 90, 92 around midday. So such as Alan, where he is, pretty much about that. The same, but probably a little bit higher because you're closer to the coast, and obviously in exposed locations the winds are slightly higher. My cup of tea's gone cold. 12 likes on stream with 35 you in. Let's get them likes up, everyone. And cheers all for tuning in to the NOWCAST. If you do enjoy it though, just let me know. Let me have a look. So if we have a look at the projections and also the longer range as well, you can see there's that rain and snow moving northwards. Just loads of systems moving in. There's that potential storm Monday into Tuesday for the south and southeast. There you can see it clearing through, bringing some rain. Then another weather front enters, and another little storm feature, or another little low, slips through the country on Wednesday. I've just skipped backwards by accident. Another low slips through the country on Wednesday morning, bringing some more rain, wind, and a little bit of snow. Then another low zips to our south there, southeast, probably bringing a little bit of wind to the southwest there. Another little feature sinking southwards before it goes drier eventually as high pressure sinks over the top of the country. But that's just a quick summary. Like the UK, if we have a look then, in case you've only just joined the stream, hello to you, and we are looking at the nowcast of the storm. Cheers, Alan. We're doing the nowcast of the storm, so you can see that there's a yellow warning, a blanket yellow warning for wind for the entire country, which is basically for the bring a spell strong winds as it moves across the northwest of the UK on Friday. South-southwest winds will strengthen with gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour likely for a time, perhaps even higher on exposed coasts and hills. Now, as we move along, if we move northwards up to central and northern England, there's a yellow warning for wind. Storm Éowyn is expected to bring very strong winds and widespread disruption on Friday, which will bring a spell of very strong winds west to southwest winds, with peak gusts of 60 to 70 fairly widely inland, 70 to 80 in some areas, and 80 to 90 along more exposed coasts and hills, perhaps even higher in a few locations. So over the tops of mountains, over the highest ground, could be some disruption. The red warning for wind is in force with rush hour with peak gusts. But Friday morning rush hour is like 8-9 o'clock right now, with peak gusts of 80 to 90 fairly widely and perhaps up to 100 miles per hour along some exposed coasts. This extends into the southern and central belt of Scotland, into the western coastal areas, and also the whole of Northern Ireland. Republic of Ireland's recorded a maximum gust of 114 miles per hour, an unconfirmed report of 117 miles per hour, which will have to be confirmed later. But yeah, an unconfirmed record wind speed of 114 miles per hour. And there's also a yellow warning of snow, which is as that system moves northwards, Rain could turn to snow, especially on hills where it could be as much as 15 to 25 centimeters possible above 300 meters, and this could lead to blizzards. As you can see up in the north of Scotland, where that yellow warning is, it's quite windy as well, so there could be drifting and blizzards and blizzardous conditions with 50 to 60 miles per hour up there currently. Moving further south, it's 9:30 now, and the winds have actually started to reduce quite drastically in this portion. You can see they were much higher, 116, 117, and now they're already starting to weaken by 9:30 to 105. I mean, it's still pretty ridiculous, but in the space of about 30 minutes, the gusts have reduced by about 10 miles an hour, which is pretty substantial, which is very good. Spirit said it gets a little bad last night in the far south, but now it's just wet and a few gusts, but nothing really. Yeah, it has really calmed down in the south there. You can see this. You can see the gusts starting to actually become more widespread, calming down the south. Southeast is still slightly windy with 50 to 60, but of course it's one of the most exposed areas. And in the west of Wales, it's still quite windy. The northwest of Wales, there is this weird flank in the Irish Sea, which has a higher, or this weird area which has a higher wind gust, which is just the orientation of the low causing through the Irish Sea, just an elongation of the system, which is producing these stronger winds. Of course, in the sea it is always stronger winds, but around the Isle of Man it's still 90 to 100 miles an hour, which is pretty ridiculous. And even inland to northern England, 80 to 90 miles an hour. If anyone does have any reports, then please do send them in to the channel. Send its weather channel. Send them in. There. We've got 40 of you in here. Now let's go back to here and then let's go and have another look. We'll run through the chart data very quickly. So this is the GFS for the next while. Top tip, I slept with ear defenders last night. Slept like a bib. I had a good sleep. I had 8 hours. I had a good sleep last night, actually. I hope that everyone else did if they lived in Ireland. I'm sure some of you were crapping yourselves, which I would be as well, because I would not like to be in that position of being... I hate storms. I really do hate storms. They are... wind just sounds so scary to me. I don't know. So, anyway. Next week, high pressure builds over the top of the country, putting an end to this stormy weather, and it makes it quite mild. Brings mild weather from the southwest with winds... southeast, actually, with that. With winds from Spain, bringing up some very mild air from the southwest with the GFS today. The midnight run, anyway. Looks like quite a very fireable pattern. Before in the very end, in the extended range, high pressure builds out to our west, and then the unsettled and stormy weather returns with a sinking low, bringing the -5 ice firm and a lot of snow in that one. Now, second week of Feb is something to look at. I will always say that, but we're not focused on that today. The GM then, with this storm, you can see centre of that low at 12 o'clock. 948 millibars, pretty severe, but it is weakening as it moves away. You can see out at sea, out in the sea, in the Atlantic, it was 942. As it moves northwards, it's weakening, but not by much. It's still very severe. Now, as we go through this side, the idea of the GEM is to bring another low pressure system, which kind of has a similar trend to track to the GFS, so a bit more certainty with these models. But this one would actually bring the strongest of the winds not through the UK. It just will bring a lot of wet and unsettled weather to the south there, south and southwest. Before that clears away, then another low enters, which goes on a northwest southeast alignment. The jet streams begin to sink southwards, takes that low further southwards, and produce another dousing of rain to the south there. Before that clears away, then we go under high pressure. Kind of builds up top of the country, so in the south and the east could see some frost and fog if that high stays around long enough. And all the cold air's plunged to our east because it's kind of an anti-cyclone over the top of Europe, Western Europe. All the cold goes into Eastern Europe. Quite actually similar to 2007, but much of Europe was sat under high pressure. England was sat under a low pressure system, which kind of stuck the jet over the top of the country and produced some very unsettled weather for the UK. That's when we had the June 2007 floods. Was not alive then, but they were quite bad if you were around that time. Anyway, it is a live gust then, so the gusts are kind of sticking in the place at the moment. Not much movement, but it is slightly moving northwards and weakening as it moves to the northeast. The strongest winds at the moment are 107 miles an hour, 108 miles an hour in the just out to sea, but Inland, still 100 miles an hour is occurring, which is still very severe. Gusts. Go back to the stream. Hello to B. How you doing? 57 miles an hour sustained winds in Stranraer. Heard of that place? Yeah, that's quite crazy. Julie said, well, that's my fence flat and I'm waiting for the hut to go like in the Wizard of Oz, and this daft cat is raging because I'm not letting her out. It's a wheelie bin massacre. I'm sure you'll see plenty of... I'm sure you'll be... wheelie bins will be flying everywhere in Ireland. I'm sure you'll see them videos around on Twitter and YouTube. Howard said, bloody wild in central Scotland. I can see that, pal. Stay safe. Yeah, are you in that red zone? Or are you just above it? Yeah, it loves severe weather, but not when. Yeah, me too. I do like snow. I don't mind thunderstorms, although I am a bit scared of them. I will lie. I ain't seen enough of them. And one time we was like on a holiday somewhere, and there's one of the biggest thunderstorms I've ever seen. It was right above us. I think it took out like a telephone line or something, and yeah, that was not great. Yeah, keep your cats indoors. I followed Hurricane Milton. This is easy, lol. Yeah. It's still pretty bad though. Even inland, 90 mile an hour gusts is pretty bad, I must say. I mean, I've not seen anything like it in my years of forecasting. It's really been a bad night up north. All right. I saw that. That was a bad one. Not gonna lie, that was a bad one. I saw in the far south and southwest they actually had like I saw videos of like a mini tornado in Bodmin, Bodmin in the southwest. I don't know if anyone else saw those videos. Yeah, I hadn't seen much like that before. Pretty weird how it formed though. It was just all calm, and all of a sudden the storm arrives and there's trampolines flying everywhere, rubbish flying down the road. Wheelie bin flying down. I did see the wheelie bin, by the way, flying down the road. The gusts are picking up in southern central Scotland now, up to 80 miles an hour in Glasgow, supposedly. I've heard that Alan's not seeing those winds, but obviously that might change. But it is once in a lifetime event. Like, Ireland has not recorded these sort of winds ever. It's the highest winds ever recorded in Ireland, 116 miles an hour. Pretty severe. In this Irish Sea, it's still 80 to 90 miles an hour, especially on the north side of the Irish Sea. Up to 102 miles an hour towards Stranraer, which is where someone mentioned. There it is. 80, 90 miles an hour there. Dumfries and Galway, 89 miles an hour. Harwick, which is 89. Berwick-upon-Tweed on that eastern side, which I said there could still be some strong winds. Scarborough still 50. Berwick-upon-Tweed 80. Alnwick 77. Alnwick, that's how you say it, Alnwick 77. Newcastle at 68. So pretty strong. Edinburgh 84. Campbelltown, so on the western side of the warning, 1991 in Saltcoats. These are activated at 10, so why is there not a red warning now? You'd think they'd have put the red warning now, wouldn't you? 90 miles an hour is pretty severe, unless this radar is overdoing it. But that is pretty severe to me. Yeah. My cat is now chasing flying crisp packets. Wow. What do you mean not alive in 2000? I was not. Well, I was. That's a lie. I was, but I was about 0 years old. When 2007, I was 3 months old. There you go. I'm not going to remember that, am I? I don't remember much until I was about 4 years old. And I can remember everything like it was yesterday. That is a weird thing. Weird trend I have. Lovely name for your cat. Oh yeah, I forgot your cat was called that. Yeah, it's a nice name. It's a nice name, Dora the Explorer. Should have named it that, just saying. Next to Saltcoats. Ooh. But yeah, this is a once in a lifetime. But if anyone is watching from Northern Ireland, then, stay indoors, stay safe for the next few hours at least anyway, before this clears away, this nasty storm clears away. Because even once that very strongest winds clear away into the Atlantic and then back out to sea before going over the top of southern Scotland and southern central Scotland and clearing to our northeast, it will still be 80 miles an hour gusts because you're still on the southern side of the low. Remember, if you are in central and northern Britain, it's not going to get much above 50 to 60 miles an hour, but still pretty strong. There's a yellow one in force, 50 to 60 miles an hour before that clears away to our east. Now, there has been schools and colleges closed, actually, in many parts of Ireland. I'm not sure if all of them have, but most of them have, as far as I know, have closed schools and colleges because of the strong winds. Bowling Thunderstorm Man said Levi Cat is now boo-hooing because he wants calm weather. Morning, sent hello to you, Carol. How are you doing? Yeah, the worst in West Scotland is due in a couple of hours, but it is still pretty severe in western parts. That's a nice name for a cat, Julie. That's a very nice name for a cat. If anyone see any particular locations, then please do let me know, because I can easily search them up. But yeah, these are the red warnings currently in force, or about to be in force. These red warnings go in force at 10, but I still think there should be a red warning now, to be honest. Not going to lie. Have they been extended at all? Because I feel like they should have been extended. Like, further northwards, actually. And also a bit further south, southwestwards there. This, like, region towards, like, Barrow and Furness and stuff should be in that red warning, I believe, because it is quite strong winds there. You can see, even on this radar, well, maybe not, 91. 91 in Dunfermline. It's probably about right, actually. I'll tell a lie. It's probably about right. I was looking at the wrong area because of Barrow and Furness down there, but I still think it should extend down to, like, Dumfries and Galway. I feel like it should be like this instead of, like, a weird, elongated red warning. It just looks a bit weird. Now, if we have a look and we go find a forecast, and then if I search up, I don't know, Stranraer, which is where someone mentioned, you can see the wind gusts are pretty similar to the radar. Look, 89, 90, 87, 81, 77, 73. If we have a look at Donegal, I don't know, in Ireland, and that western side, 109, might be a bit extreme, might be. 97 at the moment, but 109 forecast by the Met Office, 102, 91, 88, 81. You can see it slowly goes down, even a bit of sleet and snow mixed in, before that clears away. But 109, a bit high, I'd say. But you never know, there could be the odd gust of 100 miles an hour in there. Well, if you want your location looking up, let me know. Donegal. Webbeef wins. Webbeef? I've never heard of it. Worcestershire. Oh, I feel bad. 50, 49, 48, 44. So it is decreasing. It's quite low there. It's quite tame there compared to where we just looked. Can we see the wind speeds for Hull? Yeah, of course we can, Hazel. I know you'd want to see there. Hull. Right. 56, 58, 57, 55. So it peaks around... peaks around 11, 12. Midday. Most places are going to peak around 12, and then it's going to slowly taper away. Not much, though. 57, 58, 55, 53, 49, 49, 44. And obviously isolated winds. Why am I talking like that? Isolated winds could be stronger than that. You know, it could get the odd 60 mile an hour gust or whatever in there. This is just a general average wind gusts to be expected. The highest wind speed that you should encounter in the period. But it could obviously be a couple of miles an hour higher than that, or lower than that. With the Donegal one, I feel like it's overdoing it with 109. I feel like it's a bit high, but yeah. So there you go. I forgot that the Donegal's actually not counted as Northern Ireland. It's counted as the Republic of Ireland, actually. There. Stay safe. Yeah, everyone will better stay safe. Stay safe. Even where I am, I need to stay safe. About to go bowling. Enjoy yourself, Bowling Thunderstorm. Enjoy yourself. I would. Yeah, I would enjoy yourself. Yeah, that's me being silly. Douglas, 90 miles an hour. Ramsey, 89. Port Erin, which is 94 miles an hour. Pretty strong. It's very strong everywhere, especially in the north, the west, and the the Northern Ireland, Western Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Northwestern Republic of Ireland there, and southwestern Scotland. Obviously, where Alan is, it's 81, and it might get a little bit higher than that. Apparently, what about Bath? Bath doesn't posh area. Right, I'm being silly. I know where it is. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Shh. I'm searching the map. I'm searching the map. 38. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. It's actually going to drop as the day goes on. Do not question me. I know where Bath is, alright? What am I doing? Oh my word. Okay, I'm not looking. It's embarrassing. I don't. Probably there it is. 36. Yeah, it's about right. 36 could be as high as 38. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, 38, 37, 35, 32, and then calms down dramatically. Then look, 10, 8. Pretty good there. Pretty good. Never been to Bath. Me neither. It's too posh for me. Too posh for me. I'm from Barnsley. Come on. I'm from Barnsley. I've not been to Bath. Too posh. Stop. I'm in silly moods today. I need to be careful what I'm doing. Well, I am though. It's not too bad. A bit of rain actually around. But yeah, it's not too bad. Northern Ireland. How is it, Jacob? Hello to you. How is it in Northern Ireland? Is it bad? Is it the 80 miles an hour reported? Is it 90 miles an hour? Where are you located, my friend? And we'll have a look what you expected. Red warning, yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised you're in the red warning. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I want to have a bath in Bath. Alright. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Stay safe, Jacob. Stay safe. I remember now. You did message, didn't you, on the last video? Cheers everyone for watching that, by the way. We did quite well. Yeah, it looks quite bad. Is it going to calm down? Let's have a look at Northern Ireland. So the winds will reduce now. We have seen the peak gusts there in Northern Ireland, but they will still obviously be quite windy, 70 to 80 miles an hour, quite widely, before the winds do transfer northeastwards and they go down 60, then 50, then 40, then 30. So they do calm down around at least... Oops, I'm going the wrong way. About 4 p.m. tonight they start to clear away and ease, but they are easing from around 1 p.m. Starting to ease away. There you go. The wind last night was crazy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Let's have a look at last night. 85, 89, 88, yeah, 90, 95 miles an hour. Quite widely in Northern Ireland. I'm not surprised. Then this western side as well. These eastern side of Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, even Dublin, seeing gusts of 80 miles an hour there. Pretty high. And then the southwest portion of Republic of Ireland, or just Ireland, I guess. Highest wind recorded 114 miles an hour. Pretty extreme. Westport there, Luxie, recording 109 miles an hour. Pretty high. Then if we go back to here, it's still pretty crazy, all these reports coming through from people. You can actually go to the latest and we can actually have a look. Yeah, see, so campuses are all closed. Ayrshire College, all these different places are shut. That report though, that clip, not great. Not great. West Belfast. Or else turn the voice off in case, all that stuff. But there's a down tree, look, down trees everywhere. Pretty windy, as you can see in that clip. I mean, what, oh. That tree's just blown up. What the heck? Oh. I don't know. Stormy or something. Okay, I can't. But yeah, that tree's falling apart. That's pretty crazy. That's the orientation of the storm. I mean, look at that. That looks insane to see it on that sort of view. As it moves across the UK, it is weakening. You can see that. It is weakening, but it's still very strong. It's a very powerful storm. But yeah. Look, there we go. Another reporter being sent outside. Good morning, Britain. Sending a reporter to that place where it's 90 miles an hour. Pretty smart. Yeah. There's another down tree. Look, there'll be tons of them reports today. We're not looking at that because I got baited by that again. But yeah, the storm. Got the name of it. Storm Éowyn is looking pretty bad. Now, if we have a look at the live now, you can see it's still 105, 106 miles per hour in the north. Lots of debris. Power. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, power flash. The wind woke me up at 4 a.m. It was really bad. Wow. Lots of debris, yeah. I'm not sure, but I brought the bin in last night because I thought it's going to be windy. So, yeah, we're in Northern Ireland, are you, Jake? We can get an idea of how accurate this radar is. If you feel comfortable telling us. Tell you where I am, Barnsley, with a 50 mile an hour gust, pretty tame compared to what's happening everywhere else. Harrogate 62, Barrow-in-Furness 81, Lisbon. Oh, Lisbon. We'll have a look actually at where it is. I don't know where that is. I don't know why. Oops, that's good spelling. That Lisburn. Is that one? I think it's County Antrim. That sounds about. Yep. 83, 80, 75. Yeah, so it is about right. So it's. Let me have a look. It's there. Okay. I know where it is now. I've got this. So it's Whitehaven. I've been there. Weird thing. So it's this side. What am I doing? Oh, that's Ireland. There we go. So it's like there. Downpatrick. Yep. Right, 1 minute. I don't know the island. There it is, Lisbon. 84 miles per hour right now. It says pretty accurate, right? This is looking pretty accurate from the Metaphys, actually. 83 at 10. Highest peak gusts. That looks pretty accurate, to be fair. The winds are in from the strongest part. I'd see it's 100. Jeez. That looks about right. I'm going to check the radar, but I'll come back. We're in Northern Ireland. I have family in Belfast. 87 miles per hour currently there. Make sure they stay safe. Ring them up, see if they're alright. Make sure they're alright. With that one. Yeah. Well, so basically I'll give you my quick rundown because, I don't have much time. I'm a very busy guy, as you can tell. But cheers everyone for joining the stream. Of course, people are concerned about this storm in Ireland and Northern Ireland, and thank goodness the worst is starting to clear away. Obviously, it's not in this western side of Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Still very strong winds, but now the risk is transferring further northeastwards. I probably will not do an update, any more updates on this storm. But I'll leave the stream as rewatchable in case anyone's watching it back, and if you are, hello to you. But what I will say is that the strongest winds are currently at 9:51 a.m. are currently in western portions of Ireland, the many parts of the Northern Ireland. The risk is transferring further northwards, so about midday the wind should start to reduce in these areas. The risk transfers further to the central and southern belt of Scotland, where it's still 90 miles per hour in Alnwick, and Alnwick is 80 miles an hour. I still think this red warning should have been extended further, but that's just me. If it's 93 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour in Dumfries, and then 83 in Carlisle, that should still be a red warning to me. But that's just me. But that risk is going to transfer northeastwards as the storm moves northeastwards. You can see the track, since we've started this live stream, has transferred about 20 miles further northwards, this storm. Northeastwards, this storm. It has actually moved quite a bit since we started. But that risk is going to move into southern and the central belt of Scotland. Then there's still be strong winds as it moves up northwards in many parts of northern England, especially along the exposed coast and the western flank of England. Now that risk is going to transfer further northeastwards. The strong winds are going to go into places like Dundee and Aberdeen as that storm transfers further northeast. So that's it from me. That's just a general rundown. If you are living in these areas though, in Ireland and Republic of Ireland, another couple of hours and then it kind of dies down a little bit, not much. It's still with 70, but then it does eventually die down by about 3 p.m. So stay safe, everyone out there. If there's any updates or anything, then I will let you know. But I am a busy today, so probably not. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Leave us a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. I very much appreciate it. And it's been great. It's been great, chasing or whatever you want to call it, looking at this storm, analysing this storm. So cheers off joining, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.